Complete the following two-column proof. And I have an issue on this problem that I just noticed when I started making the video. But it says that the given is uj is congruent to pm, but what it really should be is that uj is parallel to pm. So we're going to have to fix that. So put the symbol in for parallel down here, since that's already given for us. And then we'll keep the angle U is congruent to angle P, which is also marked over there on our picture. So now we've got it, because these two arrows mean parallel. And I'm so sorry, I just noticed that when I was making the video. We're trying to prove that segment UM is congruent to PJ, so we've already got that statement put in there. And now that we've got things corrected a little bit, we can go from there. So one of the things that we notice here, just like we did above, and nice here that we've got some statements, but one of the things that I notice is that JM is a part of this kind of top triangle, and that JM is part of this bottom triangle. And if we look down here, we see in our possible statements that JM is congruent to JM, so we can get rid of that, and our reason is a reflexive property. Other information that we can find from here is that, let's look down here for a minute. We've got two parallel lines cut by a transversal. In fact, I think I've used this picture before even, but two parallel lines cut by a transversal, what we can say is that angle UJM is congruent to angle PMJ. This angle and this angle, and let's write it. Angle, once again, if I look down here, is UJM is congruent to PMJ. And once again, two parallel lines cut by a transversal, an angle on one side, an angle on the other. Those are alternate interior angles. Are congruent. If we mark that up here, or we already did, what I didn't mark up is that the JM is congruent to the JM. But as we take a look here on this particular problem, now what we can say is that triangle, looking down here, we use that statement. We can say that triangle JUM is congruent to triangle MPJ. And what we've got is we've got two angles and a side, two angles and a side. So what we can say is that that is angle, angle, side. And then once we prove that the two triangles are congruent, then we can say that their parts are congruent. So this last statement here, UM is congruent to PJ. Well, that's going to be the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. CPCTC.